Good evening. My name is Ed Colby, and it's a pleasure to do another discussion board with you guys. The significance of the contributions made by American women became increasingly apparent as the colonies struggled for their independence. The war gave some women the opportunity to demonstrate their capacity to assume responsibilities regarded as male. Women took charge of businesses and farms, defended their homes and neighborhoods, gathered intelligence for the Patriots, served as maids and cooks for the Continental Army. Still others were nurses and soldiers on the battlefields. Although most women were non-combatants, they were subjected to the consequences of war, including suffering, violence, and death. The women who struggled to maintain their homes as fighting raged nearby confronted the threat of violence head on. I chose to do my discussion question on Molly Pitcher. Molly Pitcher was a patriot who carried pitchers of water to soldiers and helped with cannon duty during the American Revolution's Battle of Monmouth. I hope you enjoy my discussion thread on Molly Pitcher, and I look forward to working with you all in the future. Thank you, and mahalo. The deeds and the story of Molly Pitcher are generally attributed to Mary Ludwig Hayes. Molly was a common nickname for a woman named Mary in the Revolutionary time period. As legend has it, the soldiers nicknamed her Molly Pitcher for her tireless efforts, but the legend only began with her new name. According to accounts, Pitcher witnessed her husband collapse at his cannon, unable to continue with the fight. She immediately dropped her water pitcher and took his place at the cannon, manning the weapon throughout the remainder of the battle, until the colonists achieved victory. According to the National Archives, there was a documented witness to Pitcher's heroic acts at the Battle of Monmouth in June 1778. During the battle, Mary Hayes attended the Revolutionary soldiers by giving them water. Just before the battle started, she found a spring to serve as her water supply. Two places on the battlefield are currently marked as the Molly Pitcher Spring. Mary Hayes spent much of the early day carrying water to soldiers and artillerymen, often under heavy fire from British troops. The weather was hot, over 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Sometime during the battle, William Hayes collapsed, either wounded or suffering from heat exhaustion. It has often been reported that Hayes was killed in the battle, but it is known that he survived. As her husband was carried off the battlefield, Mary Hayes took his place at the cannon. For the rest of the day in the heat of battle, Mary continued to swab and load the cannon using her husband's ramrod. At one point, the British musket ball or cannonball flew between her legs and tore off the bottom of her skirt. Mary supposedly said something to the effect of, "Well, that could have been worse," and went back to loading the cannon. Her actions on that day, Molly Pitcher became one of the most popular and enduring symbols of the women who contributed to the American Revolution. After the war, Mary Hayes remarried and was known as Mary McCauley. She eventually settled in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. Sergeant Molly, as she was known, was often seen in the streets of Carlisle wearing a striped skirt, wool stockings, and a ruffled cap. She was well liked by the people of Carlisle, even though she often cursed like a soldier. On February 21st, 1822, the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania awarded Mary McCauley an annual pension of $40 for her service. Mary died January 22nd, 1832 in Carlisle at the approximate age of 78. She is buried in the old graveyard in Carlisle under the name Molly McCauley, and a statue of Molly Pitcher standing alongside a cannon stands in the cemetery. Mary Hayes was a true patriot and a pioneer for women in battle. Thank you, and mahalo.